Finally, good news at last for 1.6 million migrants in the UK. If you know anyone that lives in the United Kingdom who doesn't have British passport, make sure they see this update because this is very important, significant, and huge. According to the Times newspaper, Andy Bernard, who is set to become the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, has decided what to do with indefinite leave to remain for 1.6 million migrants. Anything that you see from the Times newspaper, Daily Telegraph, Financial Times, The Guardian, the Daily Mail, do not dismiss it because these are establishment newspapers. These are the newspapers that the king and the queen of this country read. Take it seriously. Additionally, the Financial Times has also supported what we're about to announce. So the source of this story comes from Financial Times. For you to know how important this story is, as soon as this story broke, no other person than Kemi Badenoch, who some have described as somebody that hates immigrants, despite the fact that she was born in the UK before the UK changed the law to say no more citizens by birth. If she was born 2 years after the law changed, she wouldn't be British today. Kemi Badenoch said, as a quote, she said, people who come to Britain on temporary work visa should not automatically be able to stay forever. The Labour government was right to make that harder. Now their MPs want them to make U-turn. Conservatives will back Labour original plan to help get it through. So what she's trying to do is to cause disunity in the Labour Party because she realized that there are MPs, especially those from up north and those in some parts of the UK where reform is very popular, who support the hardline approach to change indefinite leave to remain from 5 to 10 or 15 years. So she's trying to call on those MPs now, say, look, don't vote for we will support you to make sure we kill Andy Bernard's plan. This is very, very huge. Let me know whether you support Kemi's stand that indefinite leave to remain must remain 15 or 10 years, that the government was right in their original plan. Andy Bernard said he has come up with a compromise that satisfied the left wing and the backbench of the Labour Party, who are arguing that indefinite leave to remain must be kept at 5 years. Now that is the agreement that the government had with migrant care workers who came to the UK in 2021. The proposal that Andy Bernard is planning, we know that the Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood few days ago met with the House of Lords where she said, and I quote, "We have not made a decision. We have open mind. We are listening and we will act in the national interest." That the plan that she was proposing to make indefinite leave to remain from 5 years to 15 years, she said she hasn't decided. But Kemi's intervention this evening has caused panic. In fact, Twitter is blowing up as I speak to you today. Who are those that could be affected by what Andy Bernard is about to do? The people that will be affected are 1.5 million migrant workers who arrived in the UK in 2021. Those are the people that are known as the Boris Wave. They are called the Boris Wave because they say Boris Johnson, when he was the Prime Minister, opened the door that a lot of migrants came in. That is why they are called the Boris Wave. We know that the government is saying it's going to cost between 15 to 30 billion a year for those people if they decide to claim benefit. And the government is saying that that is too much. That is one of the reasons they want to change the law. So indefinite leave to remain would be from 10 to 15 years. That is one of the reasons the government is pushing for that. We also know that this plan that Andy Bernard is about to announce, it will affect those on the health and social care workers visa, their families, and anybody who lives in the UK who currently came in around that time on the migrant workers visa. The projection is that about 600,000 care workers are said to be affected by the changes that the government is set to announce. Andy Berner is saying that he believes that this approach that he's about to announce, remember, Andy Berner could become the prime minister by the 20th of July, which is a few days' time. So he could be moving into 10 Downing Street. So what he is proposing now is that he is saying that this plan satisfies everybody. Migrant care workers are happy. Those on the left wing of the party are happy. And those on the right wing, hopefully, right wing, he believes that they may be happy with the plan. Before we announce the plan, why are care workers matters? Because despite what you hear from a lot of those who believe in hardline approach on immigration, as we currently stand, the UK is still experiencing shortages of workers. When it comes to the social care sectors, there's still social care shortage of workers. We know that a lot of people came to the UK and the UK relies on migrant care workers to work in the care sector. Now, winners and losers. What the government is planning, there are winners. Who are the winners before we tell you the good news today? The winners are those who came to the UK who are currently on the 5 years route. So if you came in 2021, you will be able to apply for indefinite leave to remain in a few months' time. Their family will be able to apply, which means that they will have certainty. Employers will be happy because they will be able to retain experienced workers, and the government will avoid changing the rules according to what they are planning. Now, this is what Andy Berner is planning. Let me know your views, whether you support this. He is planning that those who came on the Boris waves in 2000, those who arrived in 2021, who are now due for indefinite leave to remain, you will be able to apply for indefinite leave to remain, and you will get it as long as you meet the condition. But there is a but. I will tell you what the but is. You do not have to wait for 10 or 15 years. But when you get the indefinite leave to remain, according to what Andy Berner is planning, there are conditions attached to it. Currently, when you come to the UK, you get indefinite leave to remain. You only need to wait for 1 year. 1 year, after 1 year, you will be able to get your British citizenship. But with the proposal that they are planning, we believe that you will not be able to get British citizenship after 1 year. You may have to wait for around 5 to 10 years before you'll be able to claim universal benefit, housing benefit, and other public fund. You will not be able to get it. So you have you have indefinite leave to remain, which means that you have stability. You can change employers. You can go to school. You can buy houses. You know you have stability. You do not have to wake up in the morning and say, oh, today I do not feel like going to work. My boss bullied me yesterday, but if I don't go, they will threaten me and they'll cancel my visa. You don't have that fear. It's gone from your mind. You will have all these things, but you will not be able to get indefinite leave. You will not be able to get British citizenship after 5 years. That's when you'll be able to get British citizenship. So you have indefinite leave to remain, but you wait for 5 to 10 years before you get your full citizenship and you'll be able to access benefit in the UK. Let me know in the comment section, are you in favor? Would you be happy if you were granted indefinite leave to remain but told that you have to wait for 5 or 10 years to get your full citizenship, but you know you have stability? Would you be happy with that outcome? And also, let me know what your views are. Do you support Kemi Badenoch? Do you think that it is fair for people to be criticizing Kemi, that she comes from an immigrant background? She understands the struggle that a lot of immigrants go through. That why is she playing politics with the lives of immigrants who are often stigmatized, vulnerable due to their lived experience? Let me know in the comment section whether you agree with Kemi and whether you support the plan to give you indefinite leave to remain, but you wait for 5 or 10 years before you can get full citizenship and benefit. If you know anyone who lives in the UK that doesn't have indefinite leave to remain, kindly ensure that they see this video. This story is so credible. That is why you saw Kemi Badenoch. She went online this evening to attack Labour Party and try to split their support to make sure that this doesn't go through. Let me know what your views are in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Peace and love. I'll see you soon.